Okay, The Trade is a film written and produced, I think also, well, starring as well, Sick Nick Mondo. If you don't know who that is, just do a YouTube search and make sure no one with a weak stomach is around you. He is predominantly known for his CZW death matches. By death matches, I mean he was hit with a weed whacker. Didn't appear to be gimmicked. Lots of light tubes. Lots and lots of light tubes. Here's the thing with oh man. The like 40-foot move that he took off of what looks like a stack of containers to go through the table and some light tubes and then go right into the concrete, which split his back open. He squirted blood. His career is like if you took all of Mick Foley's career and then condensed it like into 4 years. So he had a very short career. This film looks at some of his upbringing, his time in the ring, and then it looks at a fan of his, called himself Little Mondo, who was definitely influenced by Nick Mondo, who then became professional to do the exact same sort of stuff. As well as Mondo coming back for like a post-retirement segment. What makes this film really worth watching is it's incredibly introspective and has moments of contemplation that are mind-blowing. When their phrases like persistence is just stubbornness refined and perfected. I mean that's some deep philosophical stuff that he actually throws in there every now and then. And a sequence where he's dealing with his own personal demon, which of course ends up being the sick Mondo character. And it's done really well. There's a lot of art style thrown into this. That's done incredibly well when you think that this is a movie about a guy who would beat people and was beaten by light tubes. Repeatedly. And when he shows you his scars, and he does the whole, I'm not a hero. All my scars, this was all planned out. I chose to do this to my body. And there's other people who idolize him, like, that's what I want to do the deathmatch stuff. I want to do that crazy stuff. I saw this guy get thrown off a balcony through a table covered in light tubes, and he got up. Yes, and then a few years later he retired because of all of his injuries. And they do go through the portion where they show people who were influenced by his work, tried to do what he did, and a few of them are now handicapped. And I think the fact he did this himself, it really kind of shows that there's a level of notoriety that you get, and then you halfway feel responsible for what everyone else is doing in their bodies because of what they saw you do. When the adulation becomes that level of obsession that you almost kind of go, it's my fault this happened to some of these people. But then you also have to jump back and go, but I did these things out of my own volition. This is what I chose to do. They saw what I did. They chose to follow me. They still made the decision to do what they did to themselves. It's not a great wrestling documentary. It's a great documentary, period. I think as a wrestling fan, if you don't like death matches, it's worth it enough to hear the person behind the character describe what took him to that point. And he's got a section, this little soliloquy, where he discusses, like, oh, he's just crazy, he's insane. And how you lose this tremendous amount of nuance to who the person is, and where that, almost like that progenitor idea actually came from, and how far back you go through to hit that moment. It's like, that's where the ship going this way hit just enough of a pump very early on and went all the way this way. And Amazon Prime, and it's an hour.